What's up, everybody? Welcome back to 303 to 305 Sports. Today we're going to be discussing the Miami Dolphins 2017 offseason so far. Start off with who the main pieces that aren't going to be back next year: Jordan Cameron, Deion Sims, Mario Williams, and Brandon Albert. Among those four, the biggest loss to me is Deion Sims. Good blocker, good security blanket for Tannehill. Sad to see him go, but with the addition of Julius Thomas in the trade for Brandon Albert, I think that will somewhat make up for the losses of Cameron and Sims. I expect that Miami will draft a tight end in this year's draft. I don't know if it'll be the Hurricane David Njoku. I think they'll go defense first round, but I do think in a deep tight end draft they do pick one up in day 2 or day 3. Next up, they re-signed Andre Branch and Rashad Jones, which are both great deals. Rashad Jones, top 5 safety in the NFL, in my opinion. They also placed a first-round tender on Kiko Alonso, which makes it a lot less likely that another team will swoop him up, and it will allow Kiko Alonso to slide in next to Lawrence Timmons, who will presumably play the inside backer, to let Alonso kick out in the 4-3 or play the weak side in the 3-4, which is good because Alonso needs to play in space. He's not the best playing up against the run all day, which is what Lawrence Timmons can do. He can bang and run defense all day. And Kiko Alonso can get into coverage and get those interceptions he loves so much. They also traded for Hayes from the Rams, most notably known for not believing in dinosaurs but believing in mermaids. So an interesting guy. Good player, played in the NFC West, a lot of passing in that division, a lot of running with Seattle. So played against good competition, held his own on that defensive line, which was at one year was just loaded. So he was able to get snaps in a defensive line that had, I think, 4 first-round picks. So definitely a quality interior and exterior lineman on the defensive line. Next up, Lawrence Timmons, like I mentioned before. Good player, inside linebacker. Little inconsistent. A lot of those Pittsburgh linebackers are, other than James Harrison, Shazier, Dupree, Jarvis Jones, Timmons, Arthur Moats. I mean, they have a lot of first-round picks at linebacker, and it just didn't translate to success on the defensive side. So that's something to look for, but I think he does fit in good with Miami's defense. Nate Allen, Oakland Raiders safety. Anybody who watched Oakland this past season, me being a Denver fan as well, can tell you that their secondary was average at best. So, I mean, to pick a piece from them and expect him to come in and be an impact player right away is a little far-fetched, but I do think he can be a quality starter, especially with the injuries we've had in the secondary. With Rashad Jones coming back, I think Nate Allen will do quite fine right next to him and patrolling that secondary. Ted Larson, the guard, just shoring up that interior line. Hopefully Pouncey comes back healthy, with James and Tunsil bookending the tackles. It's basically just filling in those 2 guard spots, and they'll be set. The threat of Ajayi makes play action more viable. Just the running game in general makes this offense pop and lets them play tempo. It's just the key to the offense. It's key to 90% of the offense in the NFL is to get the run established. So that's always a good thing. Anthony Fasano, great blocker, bring him back. Always liked him, always a fan favorite. Who else? I think that about covers it for the signings. So where that leaves Miami now with the rest of the off season, obviously the draft is coming up. they've said to be a meeting with Dontari Poe. So we'll see what comes of that. Him next to Sue in between Branch and Wake would be devastating, and I think it would shrink the gap between them and New England, not to the point where they're going to dethrone New England, but it'll definitely be one of those moves that you look at in 2-3 years and say, okay, that was a turning point, along with signing Sue and hiring Adam Gase. There'll just be cornerstone moments you can point to, and giving Tannehill a team-friendly extension when the quarterback market was going up. Just a lot of moves that the Dolphins made to set themselves up now, instead of just going out like they did in the mid-2000s and the 90s and just spend on every big name and bring them in. Rather just develop your own draft for luxury and fill needs with free agency, which is a great model to instill. As far as the draft goes, I will post a link in the description to my Mile High Maniac. That's a site that I'm a contributor on the Fansided Network. If you guys don't know, you guys can go check that out. If you're Denver fans or anything like that, I know it's mostly pertaining to Miami fans right now, but yeah, there's just a lot of good articles, a lot of Denver sports, but there's also a lot of other contributors on Fansided in every city, so there's definitely a Miami page. I just currently write for Mile High Maniac, just starting out. But my mock draft is up there. For any of you guys that want to check that out, I do have Miami taking Hassan Reddick, the linebacker from Temple. I did the mock draft before the Lawrence Timmons signing was announced. I do think that could affect the pick. I could now see them going corner, be whoever that may be. You can go check out the mock draft and see who is slotted below Miami. I don't have it on hand, and kind of fill in like who would be the best fit. I also think if David Njoku or O.J. Howard are somehow there, I don't think both of them or either of them make it past Denver at 20. I think Miami would snatch either of them up pretty fast and be set at the skill position for the next 5 to 6 years. So yeah, let me know what you guys know about the channel. Please subscribe and comment, and let me know what you guys think. Thanks.